All right, this is Anne of Green Gables, written by L.M. Montgomery, published in 1908. Do you want to tell us about Anne of Green Gables?
Well, she got adopted by this brother and sister named Marilla and Matthew. They originally wanted a boy. So when Matthew went to go pick up this little boy from the train station, they ended up getting a girl. And yeah.
So, yeah, Anne is about 10 or 11 years old, and she's a little orphan girl, and she's adopted by this pair of siblings. They're aging, and they want somebody to help them on their farm. So they apply to adopt an orphan, and they kind of just send off for the orphan, and they're just like, hey, send me an orphan. And so they get sent a girl instead of a boy. They want the boy to help them with the farm, but they get this girl, and then they're like, oh, we're gonna have to send her back because we don't want a girl. We have no use for a girl. But Anne is very charming, and so she kind of charms this older couple, and they decide, well, we want to keep her. Maybe we can give her a good life. And so Matthew and Marilla live in this town called Avonlea on Prince Edward Island in Canada. And they have a farm. They adopt Anne, and Anne has she just has like a very charming personality. She's very much an actress, or she has a great vocabulary and
Great imagination.
a great imagination. So it's kind of like a coming of age story. She goes to school. There's a little boy there who likes her, but he picks on her. He pulls her hair and calls her carrots. And so from that moment forward, Anne has like a hatred of him, but to the point where she won't mention his name or acknowledge his existence. She's very opinionated and she's very much a romantic. She has ideas about how everything should be, and she idealizes things. And so the little boy, his name is Gilbert. She idealizes him as her rival, and he does become her rival in school. She's very intelligent. Gilbert is too, and they're rivals. And yeah, so Anne of Green Gables, it just basically follows the story of this girl. She's a, very imaginative, charming little girl, and she's just growing up, being adopted by this aging pair of siblings, and it's just a really good book. I think it's probably one of the best of those orphan stories that have been told. You want to say anything else about Anne?
I think you pretty much got it all.
So there's another one, story about an orphan girl called Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farms, and it actually came out like 5 years before Anne of Green Gables did. And they say Anne is kind of like the Canadian version of Rebecca, but to be honest, I think Anne is much, much better. Like, Rebecca has this love interest that's like much older than her, and Anne has pretty much no interest in boys except for her rivalry with Gilbert. Um, I think Anne is probably a much better story than Rebecca was. So people compare it, and it's very comparable. But overall, I just think, and even though it came out after, it doesn't give the vibe of a plagiarism, or like it's mimicking. I really think Anne is much better. It's the characters are much more likable, and yeah. So I highly recommend this. I actually read it right before she did, and I was kind of enchanted by Anne of Green Gables. I'm like 32, and I just really liked it. I thought it was a really good story, really great characters. So, anything else?
I don't think so.
All right, that's Anne of Green Gables. Check it out.